Right, should we talk about some music then?
Let's.
So there's been some. So I suppose an interesting one that big Coldplay just headlined Wembley,
Hmm.
and yeah,
For
had some
six
very.
nights.
Was it six?
6 nights, yeah.
Jesus wept. Um, yeah, and had some bizarre guest stars. I take it you weren't there.
No, do you know? I mean, I will. I'll defend Coldplay because I mean they have settled into a rhythm probably for the last 10 years and 4 or 5 albums of like having something that's vaguely interesting as an album. I think it was Ghost Stories was as you know, it started at Milo Xyloto, which was all like big, brash, glittering kind of pop music, which still had some good songs on it. And then they went to do. I think the following one was Ghost Stories, a little bit more intimate acoustic. And it was about Chris Martin's breakup with Gwyneth Paltrow. And then they went back to the big glittering pop one, and then they did another interesting one. And now they're back to it's they've kind of got this. It's like they push themselves forward to experiment a little bit, and then they go, actually, no, we quite like the crowd pleasing stuff, and they're in the midst of that at the minute. I mean, when I saw them in 2009, they had a mock-up video of Simon Cowell judging them like you would on Pop Idol. So they're not averse to crowd pleasing antics, but yeah, some of the guests that were on. I mean, who they had this week? They had Shazney Lewis doing a couple of All Saints tunes. Fair enough. A bit random, but fair enough because I think they did Pure Shores, which is a great tune. And what Natalie and Imbruglia doing Torn, and then did a tribute with to Olivia Newton-John, and I think they did what? Do you remember the song they did? I think it was
Summer Nights.
what was it? Okay. Um, and then the best one, I think we can both agree, it was Alan Partridge last night.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Hadn't clocked this until you mentioned it preparing for today, and yeah, because I'm a massive Partridge fan, as I know you are as well. And one of the things that I've loved for years is the Partridge Kate Bush medley on Comic Relief that he did a few years ago,
mm,
and I love that. I know it off by heart, and actually, and it's almost a shame because I love Kate Bush, and in our house, we love Kate Bush, but there's certain Kate Bush songs that Partridge medley is so ingrained in my memory. I really have to kind of push it out to sort of to not sing along in that uh in that Partridge way at any of those Kate Bush songs. Um but then yeah, so it was brilliant to see. Although I do have to wonder, like, for the thousands of people there that didn't know that Steve Coogan had done a Kate Bush medley as Partridge, they must have thought, why is Alan Partridge doing Kate Bush? It sort of seems a bit bizarre, but yeah, and you know what? To be fair, Steve Coogan, brilliant singer. He really does. He can hold a tune.
mm.
It's not a difficult song to sing because he sings it in a relatively low register. But I think he did brilliantly. But to not just be able to sing in tune, but then also, like, he's performing it as the character as well. And I
Mm.
didn't find it cheesy. I thought it was good fun.
And if I only could make a deal with God, and I just and say, we're running up that road, we're running up that hill, running up that building, running up that building.
I think, yeah, I agree with the comic relief thing. That was kind of I had a similar thought. I was like, I remember him doing this, but I suppose because of Kate Bush's running up that hill, specifically his ubiquity over the course of the summer, it's now become topical. I mean, like, that's the success of running up that hill because of Stranger Things. It's like obscene. It was like number one for like 2 or 3 weeks. It's
Yeah.
I don't even know the streams it's got. It's made Kate Bush something like 2 million for nothing. So I suppose it's kind of topical. Bit that I love. I mean, I agree with Steve Coogan's good, but I think the best bit for me was the fact he was wearing a Snow Patrol jacket.
Yeah. That was great.
That to me is just like, and it's not to go off on a tangent, but it's like with this time, it's like the attention to detail for some of the sneaky little gags and stuff and stuff like that is so good. And do you know what? Hats off to Coldplay, for allowing that. I mean, one thing you can say about them is they don't take themselves seriously,
Yeah.
in any way, shape, or form, and they know what they are, and they're fully given into it. So Yeah, if I'd have been there, I'd have loved it because like you, I love Partridge. But yeah, gone are the days where they were a relevant rock band. I've got to say, but like I say, you know, they know it and they play along, and it's entertainment, isn't it? It's mainstream entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. And it's you know, yeah, very positive and stuff. And I'm sure it'll be a great show.
Hmm.
Going back, there's something I said on Twitter the other day. We were talking about Coldplay. I don't know how it came up actually, but I'd mentioned that I've mentioned this on the Oasis podcast as well. I did see Coldplay. I've only seen them once, and that was on the first album tour when I was at university in Leicester at the De Montfort Student Union. And at the time, I think it was my final year. So this is like 2000, 2001. And by that point, we had you know, I had a guy in the bar, we had a guy on the door, we had a guy, you know, a mate of mine was roadieing. And you could just get free tickets, you know, you could just get free whatever you want. We worked at a radio station as well. So I got like, you know, you could sort of blag backstage to interview people. I interviewed the Blue Tones and a few other people. And, yeah, and it was like, "Oh, do you want to go see Coldplay? Yeah, okay then. You know, nothing else to do. Fine, let's go down and see this band Coldplay." And yeah, and then I saw them. You know, it's probably in front of, you know, I don't know, 500 people or something. And it was good. It was a good show, but wasn't bothered. I was sat at the back, you know, blagging free drinks from the bar from my mate Northern Irish Robert, who worked behind the bar, and sort of and I just remember turning to my mate and saying, "Yeah, they're decent, but they won't get any bigger than this." And well, shows what I know about music, doesn't it?
You're the right man to do this podcast, Billy.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'll be spotting those new bands all over the place. But no, I love, to be honest, I love the first album. I think it's brilliant. The second album, I think, it's got a lot of good stuff on it. And then, to be honest, I turned off after that. I've heard all the singles. I've kept in touch with them, and some of them are, you know, I really liked, you know. But yeah, they've sort of reached that point. It feels like, I don't know if it's cynical, but it feels like they know how to do this so well that they put this stuff together that just works really, really well. And it feels a bit of a, I don't know, it feels like they're cheating. Does that make sense?
I know what you're saying. It's quite interesting. I was chatting with my friend about this the other day, and I mean, they stole it from Arcade Fire, but I was not through choice. A few weeks ago, I went to go watch Sam Fender. Now, Sam Fender, do you know what? Good luck to him. I like to quote Morrissey when talking about Robbie Williams. I like everything about Sam Fender apart from the music and the voice. The songs and the voice. I mean, mainly because I'm not a big Springsteen fan. It's fine, but I like his ethics, like the fact he writes his own songs, like his, you know, political stance. Good on him. But his two biggest songs, Hypersonic Missiles and 17 Going Under, they've both got pretty much the same refrain, which is oh, yeah, something like that. And it's Coldplay. It's lifted from like Viva La Vida. And then what you kind of think, and cynical was the word for me, that the producers of Sam Fender have obviously gone, right, you need something like that to get the crowds going. And that dates back from when Coldplay did it for Viva La Vida. Probably like, the crowds love singing this for that song. And then, you know, and since then it's become a staple. It gets, you know, the Killers do it, you know, lots of other people. It's a big crowd pleasing moment kind of thing. Yeah. And yeah, I think since probably then, I think Coldplay's first three albums, third one's got some good stuff on it. Funny enough, at Kraftwerk, when they did Computer Love, that got a huge reaction, largely probably the fact because Coldplay nicked the sample for Talk, which is on that third album. But yeah, similar to you, first album's great. I personally prefer the second, but they're both great. And like I said, it depends on the third stuff. But yeah, after that, it's diminishing returns. But they put on a hell of a show. You know, it's always entertainment. When I saw them at Glastonbury in 2016, you know, it was cheesy as you like, and they brought out Barry Gibb through Staying Alive and stuff like that. But when you're in the moment, it's good fun, and that's all it is. You know, that's all it should be treated as. To be honest, it's just fun pop music. I think the days when they tried to be the next U2, a serious rock band, are long gone, and so be it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.